Hello everyone! Welcome aboard the TQ Non-Profit Digital Voyage, a show where we talk about tech, social and public good, and how you can get involved. I'm your host, Imelia, and I hope everyone can sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. If you're ready, let's set sail! And now, on to our episode. Hello everyone, welcome to today's episode. I am joined today with the General Manager of Ronald McDonald House Charities, or RMHC Malaysia. So if you're new, we actually have also invited our RMHC Singapore in our previous episode. So if you're interested to check that out, you can find that episode in our podcast playlist across all platforms. But for now, perhaps our guest would like to introduce himself to the listeners.
Hi, thank you for reaching out to us, Ronald McDonald House Charities Malaysia, or well known as RMHC Malaysia. We are glad to be chosen on this podcast. I am Mohd Nasri Nordin, the General Manager of RMHC Malaysia. And RMHC Malaysia established in 1990, so it has been more than 30 years in Malaysia. And and we are among the first in Southeast Asia.
Oh, really? Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. Before we get into that, actually, I was just curious, before you were the general manager of RMHC Malaysia, did you maybe come from a volunteering or an NGO background? And if not, what made you switch to this line of work?
I used to work in a university environment. So I was the deputy vice chancellor for student affairs. So we do a lot of charity work through student groups, almost on weekly basis. So I guess is why McDonald's has chosen me to lead RMHC Malaysia.
I see. Okay. All right. So just now you previously mentioned that, RMHC Malaysia is one of the first in Southeast Asia. So maybe you could have a brief walkthrough of the history of RMHC Malaysia and talk a little bit about its aims and objectives and things like that. Yeah.
All right. RMHC Malaysia established in 1990. So the main program by RMHC Global is Ronald McDonald House. So we established our first Ronald McDonald House in 1999. So 9 years after establishing Malaysia, we established our first house at the National University Hospital, now known as Hospital Chancellor Tunku Mohd, UKM. And that house is the first in Southeast Asia.
Okay.
On top of that, RMHC Malaysia also have our own homegrown program. We focus on children 18 and below. In Malaysia, we have special program with the autism kids. Currently we have established 35 sensory therapy rooms nationwide. I believe we are the largest. We are having the largest network of therapy room in Malaysia. At the same time, we also sponsor. We are providing financial assistance to children born with cleft lip and palate to undergo their needed surgeries from the day they are born until they reach 18. So there will be a going series of surgeries that need financial aid from us. And lastly, our fourth program, which is also our third homegrown program, is Back to School. We provide school essentials for children, for primary school children for their new year school term, with school essentials like school bags, accessories. Prior to COVID, we used to provide even uniforms and shoes, but due to COVID, we are unable to do measuring, so we still continue our program with school essentials until today. So it has been since 2017 until now. Yeah.
Okay.
So altogether we have 4 programs: Ronald McDonald House, Ronald McDonald Sensory Room, Give or Smile, as well as Back to School.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit more in detail about each program. So, Ronald McDonald House, if I'm understanding correctly, this is sort of like a program that's available not just in RMHC Malaysia, but also other branches. Is that correct? Or
yeah, we call ourselves as chapter. So we are local chapter, and we report to our head office in Chicago. So we have in Southeast Asia, we have like Ronald McDonald House in Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Philippines. But our core program is always the Ronald McDonald House. That is family accommodation in hospitals for family of pediatric patients. So that has been like more than 370 over houses worldwide, and we have currently 3 in Malaysia, and we are coming out with our 4th one in Sabah.
Okay. All right. How do families sort of like qualify for the Ronald McDonald House if they need the accommodation?
Yeah. So we work with our hospital partners. So selection is being done by hospital partners through their department, welfare department. So every hospital have their welfare department. Parents of patients can actually go to the welfare and social department to apply to stay in Ronald McDonald House.
All right. Okay.
So most of them are actually low income family. Yeah.
I see. All right. So let's move on to the next program. So this is one of your homegrown programs. So it's the Ronald McDonald Sensory Room.
Correct.
So you mentioned it's for children with autism, right? So maybe you can explain a little bit about that.
Yeah, to be general, is for children with special needs.
I see.
Especially autism, Down syndrome, those who are having slow development, so they need some stimulation, sensory stimulation. So we provide through 35 partners nationwide, throughout Malaysia, in all states, partnering with the local special school or daycare center for the disabled.
I see. So, what does this program provide essentially?
We equip each of our partner with the necessary sensory room for the sensory therapy that needed for the kids. So especially for those who are having the autism spectrum. So they need this special therapy. So basically, it's short in Malaysia. So we are happy to come to assist society, especially through our 35 partners nationwide. Yeah.
Okay. And the next program is the Gift of Smile.
Yes. So Give a Smile is specifically for the children born with cleft lip and palate. This is not only in Malaysia. Basically, statistically, in every 700 children born, you can find one actually born with cleft lip and palate. So it's quite rampant in terms of numbers. So we are happy to focus on this community because the surgery may cost them a lot of money, and they have to undergo series of surgeries, not only one, but various surgery, including speech therapy needed, ear, nose, and throat treatment, as well as their orthodontics. So this will take thousands of dollars for each kid, which may deter parents from taking the children to the hospitals due to the cost. So we offer full financing including traveling expenses for the parents to bring out the kids to the hospital. Currently, we partner with 12 hospitals in Malaysia, and we are expanding more and through more and more partners, including some private hospitals at a very special rate.
So, let's say someone needs this assistance. So, how do they go about, applying for it or recommending someone who might need it?
Yeah. They can find the information through our website. RMHC Malaysia website, and the form link is also available through the website, so they can download the form and fill up the form together and submit to us together with proof of medical record, or they can just call us, call our hotline, and we will be able to assist them in getting the financing.
I see. This is just a personal curiosity, but Gift of Smile it aims to help those with the cleft lip condition. But I was wondering, out of all the medical issues or difficulties that children have, why RMHC Malaysia chose to focus on this specific one out of all the rest?
As I mentioned earlier, the statistic is quite rampant, and the cost is quite high for a small, medium income family to bring the children to get back their smile. So we find this becoming necessary, especially after seeing some children being left with open mouth, open lips. It's not only in Malaysia. It's actually all over the world. So we can find how rampant the number is, especially in African country where the treatment is not available due to the cost. So we don't want it to happen in Malaysia. So we come up with our special program where we provide full financing. So there's no reason for parents to keep the children in the house. Just bring out to our nearest partner hospital and get diagnosed, and we are happy to sponsor the whole cost.
Okay, that's really good to know. I'm sure a lot of children would greatly benefit from this. And moving on to the final program that you mentioned is Back to School.
Back to School.
Yes. So.
Back to School started in 2017 when we focus on urban poor. They live in a city, but parents from low income category. So when you have many kids in a family, the financial requirement for New Year school is quite burdensome for some families. So what we do, we focus earlier 2017 to families for urban poor families in big cities, but later we expand throughout the nation. Currently we have been distributing not less than 20,000 every year. We have benefited more than 100,000 children so far. Yeah.
So
that includes Sabah and Sarawak as well.
I see. So how do you go about distributing this? Do you do it through school visits or?
We work closely with the Ministry of Education, as well as the Yayasan Didik Negara, one of the NGO established under the Ministry of Education. So we reach out to the ministry. In every district, they have their special officer for this sponsorship. So they will identify the children who need the help, and schools will provide a list to the district officer, and we will provide in terms of number. So we work closely with the Ministry of Education on this.
Okay. I guess related to the programs that you have, how do you make sure that you're able to reach even the most underprivileged children that need help? Because underprivileged children more often than not, they're from low-income families. So it's also possible for them to not be aware of, RMC and the services that they provide because of, various issues. Yeah. So how do you ensure that, RMHC is accessible to everyone? Is there like an outreach program maybe?
Yeah. Of course, our most immediate channel is McDonald's restaurant. In Malaysia, we are growing the numbers. McDonald's is growing in terms of numbers. So the restaurant are the ones who are actually near to the community. So on top of all these 4 programs, we also work closely with McDonald's to do some charity work at the orphanages, disabled centers, sort of thing. So they are the ones who actually fronting our charity work. So we work closely with the restaurant. So the community within the area where McDonald's is benefit a lot. But at the same time, we also work with the community representative, the parliament area, So we identify. Even lately, we went to Sarawak and we work with the wife of the ministers to identify more and more cleft-lip children in Sarawak. So they have the means to outreach and get the community leaders to actually report any cases, so that we can have the actual statistics for us to provide for. So we work closely with the community leaders and community-based centers under the Ministry of Women and Family Development as well. Yeah.
I see. Speaking of statistics, do you have any like significant statistics you would like to share with us in regards to, your service delivery over the years, perhaps?
Yeah. Apparently, the number of patients in every program is not really accurate. So what we do, we just base on our financing, availability of the funds. We try to finance and to provide for as many kids as possible. So in terms of back to school, we have been providing not less than 20,000 children every year.
Wow.
Since 2017. So now we have been benefiting more than 100,000 kids, and every year different kids are actually benefiting from this through this partnership with the Ministry of Education. So they provide different name every year. And as far as cleft lip children born with cleft lip is concerned, currently we have been working with 12 hospitals where these parents can actually go direct to the hospital to apply as well. So this is how near we can be, to the case, so that parents can just go to the nearest hospital, which currently partnering with us, that we can actually get as many as possible. Our target is at least 100 children a year, to finance. So we need as many partnering hospitals as possible so that the outreach is more effective, especially when having a partner in every state in Malaysia is become critical for us to have a better statistic, better numbers of children benefiting from this program. So like our sensory room program, we partner with 35 centers nationwide, at least one center in every state. So some state we have one center, especially the small states. But like in Klang Valley, Selangor, and Wilayah Persekutuan, we have more than 20 establishments. So big cities we have better partner in terms of number as well. So all these 35 centers has been benefiting not less than 4,000 kids a year.
Wow.
Yeah. So every year, 4,000 plus children will be receiving therapy, sensory therapy through our sensory rooms at our partnering centers. Same goes to the house Ronald McDonald House. Our first house has been more than 20 years at the hospital Chancellor Tunku Mohd under the National University. Has been benefiting, not less than 200 parents every year, who are accompanying their kids while receiving treatment in the hospital. And now we have 3, so that means we should be benefiting more than 500 families every year. And hopefully by early next year, we will be opening our 4th Ronald McDonald House in Sabah, and the 5th one is coming in Sarawak. So I think by 2023, on early 24, we should be having 5 houses in Malaysia. So that would benefit, at least 500, 600 family a year.
So from what I understand is that RMHC is continuously trying to expand its services towards the nation, right?
Right. And try to be more effective in reaching out. So we need a lot of partners. So our concept is very simple. We provide through our partner who are actually serving the community. So our main partner, hospitals, the daycare centers, special schools, and the ministries. So in the way, we are getting better outreach through these partners instead of us, running this program on our own.
Does RMHC select its partners, or is it possible for if anyone wants to partner up with RMHC? How do they, what's the process for it?
Yeah, we welcome all hospitals to come forward if they provide cleft lip and palate, for example, surgeries, so they can come forward and be our partner. Of course, we are providing a charity rate as well, so they can actually participate in the CSR program initiated by us, and they become part of the contributor as well. So currently we have 12 hospitals nationwide. Of course, we are expanding as many, especially in every, if possible, at least we must have one partner in every state. There are a lot more opportunities for the hospital to come forward and provide their service as well, and we provide the financing. So our part is only providing the financing. So access to surgeries is depending on the hospital, whether the hospital is providing that kind of service or not. If they do, please come forward, reach out to us, and we are very much happy to provide the financial assistance for any children born in their hospital or referred to their hospital for this cleft lip and palate case.
Okay. Aside from partnerships with hospitals and things like that, is it possible for someone who, an individual who's interested to volunteer with RMHC? Is that possible? Is there a program for that?
Oh yeah, I mean, we welcome everyone to even cheer the family in the hospital. Like for example, during Ramadan, every day throughout the 30 days, we have volunteers who come either with packed food or they cook in the house, because the house is a full facility. The house comes with full facilities. We have kitchen, we have dining. So when Ramadan, the iftar is actually provided by the volunteers. Either they come, bring the materials and cook for the family, or they can just cook at home and pack and send to our Ronald McDonald House every day with iftar and sahur without fail.
Okay.
So we welcome public to actually provide for the family, and alhamdulillah, we have good society in Malaysia who always provide supports. Not only individuals, we also work with NGOs. So NGOs, they have their own costs. For example, food bank. Food bank have been, their part is distributing food
Right.
to the needy. So our families in Ronald McDonald House are actually families of low income family who has been spending their time in hospital. They lose their job for them to be with their kid. So this is a time, we collaborate with various NGOs to also assist the family, not only providing the accommodation needed, but the daily needs for the family as well. That includes we work closely with Lions Group in Malaysia. We provide a special milk powder formula for children of cancer. So so we welcome collaboration from any organization, NGO, corporate, because we do fundraising. We are NGO. We run on donation. Most of our funding actually comes from the donation box in McDonald's restaurant. If you are aware, every time you make your order, before you check out, they will ask,
I noticed that. Yes.
So they will ask, would you like to round up?
Yes.
Or to donate any particular amount, and 100% of those donations go to RMHC.
When was this first implemented actually? Like, the option of donating with the order?
Oh, okay. It has been there with the coin box before the digitalization comes in. So McDonald's customer has been donating through the red box, the coin box for RMSC. But when McDonald's implement their digital kiosk ordering, without fail, they also put donation portion for RMSC, so that if customer come with cashless order, they can also donate. So without leaving us behind, every new technology implementation that will include some consideration for RMSC as well.
Whenever I do make my order, I do try to donate, and I think that's being able to just round up the amount of the order, I think that's very convenient, because it's like think about it, and I think that's very good.
It will help. Regardless of the amount, every single cent will go to RMHC, and RMHC will benefit the children of Malaysia. So the children, we just focus on children 18 and below. So anything related to children on top of those 4 core programs, we also having ad hoc program with the ministries, with NGO partner. For example, we have like flight disaster. So we come forward and help the family of children in the school. So primary children, we still focus on the 18 and below, but we provide for the primary school children with new bags, new necessities for them to come back to school. So we are not only focusing on the 4, but we also have, and we also give way to programs for the children of Malaysia. That includes medical assistance. We have partners with 4 NGOs who are providing for the cancer patient. So we also provide some financial aid for heart surgeries, cancers, that sort of things.
Okay. Right. Actually, moving on, I actually asked this question to most, if not all, of our previous guests. So, we recently had the pandemic and impact a lot of people. So I was thinking, did the pandemic affect RMHC in terms of service delivery and whatnot? I do remember you mentioned it briefly during the back to school section. So aside from that, did it affect RMHC in any other sort of way?
We were worried earlier, especially when donation come through physical activities.
Right.
So we don't have our golf tournament, we don't have our charity run, anything physical fundraising activities. But we turn into online facilities. So we are on touch and go. You can donate through Touch and Go through your e-wallet. We also on Boost, Shopee, e-commerce, as well as the QR code transfer through Maybank. So we are riding on this new technologies, e-wallet, e-commerce, for us to raise fund as well. So that quite convenient, especially when during COVID we tried as much as possible to be cashless in our transaction. So that also includes some the digital kiosks in McDonald's. So the funding actually, instead of reducing due to COVID, we double up.
Oh, that's interesting.
Despite the pandemic, Malaysians are still contributing through various channels that we created, and Alhamdulillah, we have no issue in funding, not even lesser than prior to COVID.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
I think it's also because of the convenience provided due to the cashless transaction, and also like you don't have to physically go somewhere to be able to donate. So I think that also factors in. But do you have any plans to maybe resume the physical activities, since we are, we're trying to go back to normal now? So do you have any plans to, resume the all activities?
Oh yeah. It looks like everybody has been missing, the gathering. Yeah. So this Shawwal, the previous Shawwal, we have been with the sponsors. We bring the orphanages. Some orphanages for Buka Puasa together with the corporate sponsors. So it looks like the activities has started growing now. More physical activities with the kids, with the disabled, with the orphans, and corporate sponsors has started coming out, reaching out to us to start having this CSR program together.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think
it has been more than 3 years, I guess.
Yeah, so, people are eager to join something. Yeah. I guess on that note, is there anything that people can look forward to, in the future with RMHC? Do you have any ongoing programs or future programs that you want to encourage people to join?
Yeah. RMHC has always been focusing on children, on their welfare, on their education, as well as their health concern. So that's why our 4 core programs is around that pillars. We have education pillar, welfare pillar, as well as health. And we are an NGO running solely on donation.
Right.
So we thank our donors so far, but we also welcome various parties, individual, corporates, NGOs who wish to donate and to support program with children. That includes children from the poor families, urban poor, disabled children, orphanage, and various children-related issues. So we are open for collaboration. So individual corporates as well as NGOs can actually come forward and reach out to us, especially in focusing to children in hospitals. We have the Ronald McDonald House where we can hold a lot of events together with the children, or we can also, I think starting now, we may be allowed to do a ward visit in the hospital. So there's a lot more activities coming. So it's good for those who are interested, to cheer the children to come forward and partner with us. And start plan for this year and as well as next year program.
If people wants to keep themselves updated with RMHC, I'm guessing they can just refer to the website.
Yes, the website's full information is on the website. We are also on Facebook, IG, Certain updates you can find. We have 3 houses in Malaysia, so each house also maintains their Facebook channel. So we have Ronald McDonald House in Hospital USM. We have Ronald McDonald House in Hospital UKM. As well as Ronald McDonald House in Hospital Tunku Aziza in Kuala Lumpur. So those community within the area can actually join the Facebook group and look at what are their needs. Sometimes we put out our wish list, and then the general public can come forward and donate.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. We're actually nearing the end of the episode. So before we end things off, is there any inspiring stories or interesting stories? Any interesting stories that you would like to share with us?
We are glad that the community start recognizing RMHC for our work. For the last 3 years, we have been receiving the CSR award, Malaysia CSR award, and this year is going to be the 4th year. So the community of CSR has been recognizing us as one of the most active chapter or charity organization in Malaysia. And we have been also working with the Ministry of Women and Family Development, focusing on children program. So we have been the sole partner with the Ministry of Women and Community Development in last year's World Children's Day. So we celebrated together the ministry nationwide, and we have been partnering with the Ministry of Health in providing family facility in the hospitals. So our first government hospitals, we signed MOU with the Ministry of Health to open the Ronald McDonald House in Hospital Tunku Aziza. That is the Women and Children Hospital in Kuala Lumpur. And next month, we will be signing another MOU with the Ministry of Health for us to establish another house in Women and Children Hospital in Sabah. So that is sort of a recognition from the ministries, from the government. We have been working closely for the disabled with the welfare department as well. We have established 14 partners, one in every state, for us to provide the needed therapy equipment for the community-based centers in every state. So we are top one in every state, and we're gonna have therapy. We have training for therapists as well as parents. So we have been playing a good role, especially during COVID, when our occupational therapy do online training with parents of autism kids. So those are the outreach we have been carrying out despite the COVID-19.
Right.
So yeah, we have been quite helpful as far as feedback that we receive from the families, especially having their own sensory room in their house. So we do teach parents how to do DIY. Do it yourself a sensory room for their autism kid in the house, and it has been fruitful. And now the Ministry of the Welfare Department in many states have reached out to us to actually have a physical seminar for DIY sensory room. Yourself sensory room at your home, for your kids. So those are the things that sort of recognition for RMHC Malaysia, and we will continue to provide for the families and children of Malaysia, but of course with the help of Malaysian public, especially McDonald's customer, who have been providing us through the donation box as well as the digital kiosk, ordering kiosk, with the cashless donation, and we are grateful that Malaysia has been providing, even despite COVID-19. We have been receiving double the amount prior to So that is impressive.
It really is. And RHC has been really busy, and I'm saying this in a with a good intention. I hope you guys continue to be busy and expand and contribute to the children below 18. I think you guys are doing great things. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have been busy. So Alhamdulillah, we despite us planning for our annual program, we also been receiving requests from public, especially NGO and corporate, to collaborate and have a partnership in certain programs just for the kids. So we have corporates who actually been with us annually for our program with the kids, especially in the hospital with cancer patient. So anyone can just come forward with ideas and proposal for us to collaborate and help Malaysian children.
Yep. I hope people will, take advantage of the services that RMHC has to offer to the community. Right. So unfortunately, we have reached the end of our episode. So thank you very much for joining this conversation. I found it very interesting and inspiring, and I hope that their listeners feel the same way. So before we end things off, do you have any final remarks you would like to say?
Yeah, I just want to thank you for this opportunity to present RMHC Malaysia to the public, especially through your channel podcast.
Right.
And thank you for considering RMHC Malaysia as one of your
guest.
And we welcome for more and more partners in creating awareness. I think awareness is something that really needed. Many of the NGOs, many of us, because NGOs is for NGO to sustain is through public awareness, when the public aware of what we are doing. People who can choose their cause, if they want to donate for the children, they want to donate for the old folks, so they have various NGO are doing, they have their own cause. So we have our own cause, and our cause through our program are focusing on the children. So if you are interested in helping Malaysian children through various activities, channels, and various group of children that we are helping, come forward. I would like to share our hotline number with the public, so they can outreach to us through our RMHC Malaysia WhatsApp number 012. Malaysia is +6 +6012 365 7324, or they can also reach out through our website. We have links there. Even parents of cleft lip patients who wish to get a full sponsorship from RMHC can also surf our website and download the forms, and we are very happy to help.
Good to know. Yes. So if you're interested in contributing to RMHC cause, please give them a call or contact them through their website. They appreciate any contribution, any shape or form. So yes. Thank you as well to our listeners for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
And that was today's episode. If you enjoyed today's show, please subscribe and leave a review. It would mean a whole lot to us. You can also head over to our website, thundercode.org, to gain access to our free digital resources. See you next time!